Did you know that you can turn any article or white paper into a dynamic video in just minutes? Well, stick around because I'm about to show you exactly how using Kapwing. Today, I'm walking you through step by step how to use Kapwing's article to video feature. This feature is perfect for turning industry insights, white papers, articles into amazing videos that you can use on your landing pages, websites, social media, and even YouTube. So let's get started. Hey everyone, today I'm going to walk you through step by step how to use Kapwing's article to video feature. And this is because it's really perfect for those of you who want to turn your industry insights that you get from your for your industry, any kind of articles or white papers or blogs, into dynamic videos that you can use on social media. You can use these on your websites or landing pages, and you can also use them as YouTube videos. So in today's example, I'm actually going to use an old article from YouTube's official blog, and I'm going to take this URL and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. Before we begin, obviously you have to have a Kapwing account. So first sign up for Kapwing, and then once you're in, I can't remember if you already have a built-in automatic folder that's created or if you have to create one. But either way, if you don't see a folder here, create a folder. You can name it whatever you need to name it. The point of this is just to keep everything structured and organized within the dashboard. So I'm always putting things under my test projects whenever I'm just sort of playing around with Kapwing. So that's what I'm going to do today. If you are familiar with Kapwing, you will have seen that this looks different, and that is because they've rearranged and moved some things over. You now still have two ways that you can get in to start a project. You can either click here under Create New, and that will open up another window for you to create a custom project, or you can do one of these other things, or you can come straight over here to generate. I'm going to be using the AI features on Kapwing, so you can get access to that through the Create New, or you can just slip on over here to generate. So we're going to go here to generate, and it's going to take us directly into Kapwing AI. So the first thing that you're going to see under video project is you can either put in a particular prompt. It could be literally a sentence describing what it is that you want to create. You can do the URL, which is what I'm going to do. And then you can also upload your own script. So we're going to click to use an article URL. I'm going to come over here to the web page. I'm going to copy and now paste the URL into that link, and you can see it automatically grabs the information, so we know that this in fact is the correct article that I wanted to use. From here, you can choose the tone of your video. So do you want it to be formal, casual, funny, informative, or creative? Typically for an industry insights, you might want to do informative, but I really would recommend that you stick with whatever your brand is. If you're more formal, go that way. If you're more casual, go that way. If you're funny, if you like to turn everything into a joke, go that way. If you're more, straight line, I just want to give the facts and nothing but the facts, then you can stick with informative. I've never tried creative, but today we're going to try creative just to see what it is. But again, I would recommend that you stick with whatever is more to your branding. Mine is more casual, but I'm going to try creative because I've never done that one before. Next, you can select how long of a video do you want to create. It does default at 1 minute because the sweet spot is between 1 and 2 minutes. A, because that keeps everyone's attention, and B, for rendering purposes, you don't want to have to walk away from your computer while it's rendering, and this is all based on the veracity of your computer. So I'm going to stick with 1 minute. Then I'm going to go over here where it says generate script from article. And then you can see that it's working. I don't know if you can tell, but it was working. And so here is the article. They did a 30-second article. It tells you how many words or characters, were used. No, these are words. How many words were used? And so it's 103 out of 1,000. So this could be up to 5 minutes long. Bear that in mind. So it basically just gives pretty much a 1-paragraph synopsis on what this article is about. So if you're happy with this, if you've read through this and you like it, you can immediately go to use this script. But the other options that you have is down here, you have 3 tabs. One is, what are the elements of this particular article that you wanted to focus on? So it has already, the AI has already read through the entire article. So you can now decide, do I want to focus on the future of interactive content, the rise of creator-led startups, YouTube's role in the global culture, AI's impact on content creation, or innovations in viewer engagement? I'm going to select AI's impact on content creation. So when you select that, it's now going to take all of that into account, and it's now going to spit out a much more AI impact kind of content creation script. So again, you can read through this. If this is to your liking, you can stick with it. The other thing you can choose to do here is you can change the tone. So I told you I'm trying creative, but maybe I might want to go back to casual, but I'm going to stick with creative. I'm going to leave it alone at creative. You also can change the length of the video. If you want to do it a little bit longer than this, you can say, you know what, let me go with 2 minutes and see what that will give me. So we're going to let it spool. It's giving us 2 minutes duration, 282 words now out of 1,000. And it's a little bit longer. So that's fine. Again, you can change whatever you want to down here. The last thing that you can do is, if it's not about what you want it to focus on, it's not about the tone, and it's not about the duration, is there a particular angle that you want this to talk about that you can either give it as a follow-up question, or you can give it as an additional prompt. So as an example, you can say, can you rewrite the second paragraph so that it's more engaging? So I can say, can you open this script with a hook that is way more engaging and will make viewers want to watch the entire video. So let's try that. And so now it's taking that into account, and we'll see what it can produce. So imagine a world where creating captivating videos is as easy as pressing a button. Okay, that's definitely better than the way it was before. So again, it stuck to the 2-minute time frame, and it upped it by 1 word. So it's 283 words. So if you're happy with this, you can then click on use this script. So now it takes you to the video format part of it. So here you need to select, what is your aspect ratio for this video? Where is this video going to live? Is this going to be a short or a TikTok? Then you want to select a vertical video, or 9:16. Is this video going to be for Instagram? In which case you want to do a 1:1 or a square video. Is this for YouTube, or even in some instances, LinkedIn? Then you can go with a 16:9 landscape video. Where it's set right now is 4:5, and 4:5 is actually perfect for LinkedIn. So if you want to use this video ultimately only on LinkedIn, you can select the 4:5. If I remember correctly, 5:4 is best for Facebook, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I'm not familiar with using the 5:4 that often. So let's say for this particular instance, we're going to keep it with the 4:5 because this is a video that I ultimately want to use on LinkedIn. Next is the subtitles. How do you want the subtitles to look? Have you already given Kapwing your branding information? Because you can go under branding assets and set up your color scheme. And if you have intro outros that you want to use, and I'm not into using intros, but definitely I'll use an outro, and what your colors are. And if you want to have a lower third where your watermark for your logo could be. You can feed all of that information ahead of time into Kapwing. I have mine. I have some other clients as well, so I'm going to select mine, but you can select what you want your subtitles to look like from just scrolling. Just keep scrolling until you find one that you like. Next, under B-roll, you have two options when it comes to B-roll when you're doing an AI video. AI videos allow you to essentially create faceless videos where you're not present in the video. So here you can just use stock footage only, and you can use B-roll that is either uploaded manually from you, and in which case you can click on here and then you can upload all of your content that you want. You can paste a video or an article or a blog post that would be able to provide you with the B-roll. You can select whether you want to use royalty-free assets only or not. And then the other option under editing style is if you only want to use your B-roll or if you want to use your B-roll with a persona overlay. So what is a persona overlay? You know how when you're looking at shorts or TikToks and you see that something is in the background and the person is talking to you and they're pointing and they're referring to the content behind them? That's essentially what you're doing here. The difference is that you can have somebody else be your persona, or there is a way, if you have the upgraded version above what I have, you can create a persona of your own and you can have yourself be that persona. Now, they're still working out the things that I love about Kapwing is trying everything that would encourage their users to really run the gamut when it comes to creating video content. So they have been able to create personas that you can clone from yourself. It's just, it needs a little bit more tweaking. I need to play around with it a little bit more, or else I will probably start to use that as well. But if you choose persona overlays, then you can see here what it would look like. And all you would need to do is come into your persona and select one of the stock personas. And they have a lot of different stock personas. And then obviously, if you've created your own persona, I personally don't like mine, so I won't be using it. But if you wanted to use your own, you could use your own as well. I'm not going to use mine. Or you could just say, I don't want to use the persona at all. So in this instance, we're just using B-roll. Okay. So for the voice, you can upload your own voice if that's what you would like to do. Or, and you can see my voices here, or you can select a voice from their library and you can just select the type of voice that you want based on the language. I'm going to leave this at US English and I'm going to make the gender neutral. I tend to like this voice, so I'm going to use this one as my voice. And then when you're ready, everything is done, you can click on generate video. From here, your video could take upwards of maybe 5, 6, or 7 minutes to render, depending on how long the video is and how much content it's going to be searching for. So it's generating your video right now. It is doing a number of things. It's turning the script into subtitles. So it's transcribing the script and creating subtitles. It's then also taking the voice that I selected, River, and having River narrate the script that it created. Then you can also see here in the background, you can see the fainted tracks. Below the narration track, it will have music. You don't have to keep the music. I personally prefer not to have music on my videos, but that's not an option in the process that you can prevent. You can always remove it after the fact, but it has it at a low enough volume that it really just enhances what you're talking about as opposed to it being overwhelming. The only reason why I personally don't use music on my videos anymore was years ago I had done a video, had some audio, some music on an audio track, and got a comment from someone who was hard of hearing, and it was very distracting for them. So I just opted, it was a choice I made. Nobody else needs to make that choice, to no longer add music. But you can keep this track, or you can simply delete the track. It is totally up to you. Once it's completely rendered and you can see all of the tracks have content on it, for whatever reason, the playhead always is towards the end of your video. And so all you need to do is just move it back to the beginning, and then you can play.
Imagine a world where creating captivating videos is as easy as pressing a button. Welcome to the future of content creation on YouTube, where AI is revolutionizing how creators connect with their audiences.
Now, I recommend that you actually play this through completely so that you can see for yourself, is the audio and what I'm saying, or what the voiceover is saying, matching perfectly with the images that it chose, whether it was a video or whether it's in an actual photo. So if there is anything that you're not liking, like this, for example, this particular image, it's zooming in, which is not a problem, but it's really a landscape video. So you might want to change this. And let's see, it's talking about, just going to show this, which tools like green screen. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to be able to find appropriate visuals for this, but if you do need to, you can right click it, then go to replace, and that opens up your library. So from here, I'm going to look at YouTube's, I don't know, dream screen. Let's see if by some miracle, no. So in this particular instance, what I would probably do is get custom B-roll. And once I get the custom B-roll, you see here you can upload file. I would upload it. I would do the same thing, come in, replace, but then go to upload, bring in that B-roll, and use that to replace it, because this is specifically mentioning their dream screen and their dream track. So if I have some sort of B-roll that could replace that, then that's what I would do. Other than that, I usually will only look at, and in this particular instance, this is actually from the article. So what I would do here is I would highlight the piece of footage. You can see that it's landscape, so they have it where it's just fitting in there, and then they have the blurred in the background. This automatically pops up, and you can reposition this, and I would make this full so that this opens up a little bit bigger. I just personally don't care for this version. I like it to look that way. So that's usually one of the number one things that I will do is this might, I'm not sure. Okay, it focuses on automatic dubbing, so I like that. And so I would just keep going through and then adjusting accordingly, and then leaving what, oh, let's do this one. Oops, I don't want to replace, I just want to make that one bigger. And so I would do that going through the entire script and video, and then just matching the future. So I would probably try to replace this. Once you have reviewed your video, if you're happy with the way that it is, you can add an outro to the video. That is totally optional to you. I have created outros in the past through like Canva, and then I would have that available to me. So let's add this one. I think what I ended up doing with that is, I think this should have, ooh, this might not have music. Darn, it doesn't have the music on this one, but this one has music. So at any rate, you get the gist. You just can add your outro here. And then once you're finished with that, you can then come up here to export project, and it defaults at an MP4 auto, but if you wanted to, you could ask it to export as a 1080 or a 4K. Totally up to you. I tend to leave these as is, and then I click on export, and then this is when I walk away. So this will take however long. Again, it's based on the length of the video, how complex are the imagery and the sound and the graphics and all of that. It shouldn't take more than like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I usually will go and get some tea or a coffee, and by the time I'm back, it's finished. But you can see it's going through fairly quickly. Once it exports, the last final step is that you have to download it. So this will become clickable, and you'll be able to then download it to your computer. You also have the option of sharing the link to someone else who can actually view the video on Kapwing, but that is totally up to you whether that's something you want to do at this point. But assuming that the video is completed, it has everything that you want, then you just need to export it and then download it to your computer. And it does keep track of how far it is, so it's 30% in. So again, you can just go about doing what you need to do and then come back later so that you can then download it. Okay, so we are done, and you can see it's done by the check mark. And then the next and last step, it took 3 minutes, just so that you know, is that you can click on download, and then it will allow you to download it to your computer. And then here is the final video.
Imagine a world where creating captivating videos is as easy as pressing a button. Welcome to the future of content creation on YouTube, where AI is revolutionizing how creators connect with their audiences.
So that's it. But that's basically what all that you would need to do. So it's as easy as that, and you've just created an almost 2-minute video that's informative, that's creative, that's going to help your ideal audience understand a little bit more or get information that they don't have to then sit down and read a white paper on or read the article themselves. They can get it in as short as 2 minutes time. All right, so until I see you in the next video, take care, and thanks as always for watching.